Hi, welcome to Sue Maree P. I've got a new carrot cake recipe for you. Inspired by a Tesco recipe I found recently, but I've done it with spelt flour. If you'd like to see how to make my spelt carrot cake in a ring, or what we call a bundt pan, come with me and let's see. So for our cake today in our bundt pan, we've got a pre-sprayed bundt ring pan. Mine's quite a large one, so I've just sprayed that with olive oil, or you can use sunflower oil spray, or you can grease it with melted butter and then it won't stick. We have some cream cheese for the topping, pistachios, orange zest and maple syrup. We've got some pre-chopped pistachios. You can also blend those in a blender. We've got spices. We've got cinnamon, ginger, and mixed spice and orange zest. We've got baking powder and bicarb soda to add to the flour. I'm using spelt flour today. The original recipe that I got from a Tesco recipe had regular flour, so you can swap that out for regular flour. We've got 300 grams of grated carrots, vegetable oil, brown sugar, light brown sugar, and 4 eggs. So let's get mixing. So this carrot cake is fairly easy. Everything just gets thrown into the bowl. So we've got our paddle beater here on our KitchenAid. I'm adding in the oil. So it's 300 mils of vegetable oil. So we had 280 grams of the light brown sugar and 300 mils of vegetable oil, and I'm adding in the 4 eggs. And then we just let that mix all together until combined. So while that's mixing, I want to sift my baking powder and bicarb soda with my 300 grams of spelt flour. We just need to sift that, and then we'll throw in our spices as well. We'll sift those. I always make a mess when I sift. I forgot to mention there was some salt. There was a quarter of a teaspoon, was it? No, half a teaspoon of salt added in there as well. So I'm just going to mix that a little bit with a whisk. So before that, we add that, we're just adding our carrots. So I've grated mine today in the blender or in my little food processor. So we'll combine that slightly. Just want to make sure everything's mixed from the bottom. So we'll just use my scraper to just go into the bottom of my bowl. Now we're going to add our orange zest. That was just 1 orange rind zested, and the flour. We'll combine that a little bit. And then we're going to add in the chopped pistachios. The recipe says 180 grams, but I've left 30 grams aside, and there's only 150 chopped up in here. So we just need to combine that until it's mixed. We'll just give it one more mix. Now it's ready to put into our pre-sprayed bundt tin. I've had the oven preheating on 160 degrees because I've got a fan oven. If you've just got a regular oven with no fan, pop it on 180 and we're going to bake it for 45 minutes. So I'm just pouring this into my bundt ring. Just want to make sure you pour it evenly on all sides so you have a nice even cake. I made this for the first time a few weeks back for a friend's birthday, and it turned out so delicious. It was super moist and had lots of texture that I thought, I know I've got a carrot cake recipe video already on YouTube, but let's do another one. And this time I'll do it with fancy icing. I've just made a mess of my bundt ring. Just need to clean up my pan before I pop it in the oven. So if you're like me and a little bit clumsy in the kitchen, I always use a bit of paper towel, or you can use a cloth, just to wipe the pan before it goes in the oven, and then you don't get all the drips baked on. So we're going to pop in our little cake in the oven for 45 minutes. The top cooks and cracks quite quickly, so we'll check it at around the 20-minute mark to when we may put foil on it. But I'm just going to pop it in now. So the oven the oven time has just gone off at 20 minutes. And I've just looked, the cake's starting to crack on the top. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some of this foil paper. It's this half baking paper, half foil, because I've run out of foil. Just going to cover that on the top so it doesn't crack too much more. So our cake's out of the oven and it smells delicious. So I'm just resting it on a damp tea towel and that will help release it. So I'm just going to let it cool for 10 minutes and I'm going to help the edges so we can flip it out. It's always the challenging thing in a bundt ring is to make sure it comes out perfectly. And I'll just grab my little red spatula to go around the middle. So we'll just let that sit. In the meantime, I've got the other 30 grams of pistachios and I just need to bake those in the oven for roughly 5 minutes. We're going to drizzle over a tablespoon of maple syrup and then once they're cooked, we'll just chop them up. So just while the oven's still hot, we'll do that. It's been 10 minutes, crunch time, time to flip out the cake. So I've got a square slate board, which I find works perfect for these kind of cakes. So let's go 1, 2, 3, flip, and hopefully it'll release. So let's jiggle it a bit. Oh no. Is it going to come out? We've had a disaster. Oh no. That's okay. What I'll do, I'm going to ice it anyway. For some reason, it's stuck today and it came out perfectly last time. We'll try and patch it with some icing and we'll see how it goes. It might be a blooper today. We're back with our cake. It's completely cold now, so we can start icing. Even though it got stuck in the tin, I'm just going to fudge it and ice it anyway and hope for the best. Not ideal for a video, but it'll be fine. So I've got 350 grams of cream cheese and I've got 2 tablespoonfuls of icing sugar. So we're going to add that in together and we're going to drizzle in almost 2 of the maple syrup. And that's it for our cream cheese icing. Super simple. So I'm just using the wooden spoon to mix that around. If you didn't want the maple syrup, you can leave that out and add a little bit of lemon juice is also nice. That's all combined. So we're just going to use a spoon to just pack the icing or the cream cheese frosting on and we'll cover our little error. And then I've got my pistachios that we had in the oven before with the maple syrup and I've chopped them up so they're all ready to top on top. And there's no real fancy way of doing this. You just dollop it on and that's pretty much it. Just so it's evenly just across the top, very top edge. So if you're like me and something happens to your cake, don't throw it out. I was nearly going to go throw this out and start again, but maybe icing was invented to cover people's errors. Now we've got our candied pistachios to add to the top. Look at this. I can't wait to taste it. Okay, we've just about used them all. Okay, and then I've got some orange zest. Instead of grating it small like I did for the inside of the cake, I peeled it and then I've got these long strips. So I'm just putting those on top as well. Just for a little bit of ooh-ah decoration. So that, my friends, is my new carrot cake in a bundt ring. Voila! So if you've liked my video today, even with the mistake, please let me know and have a go and try making it yourself. And if you've liked what you've seen, hit the thumbs up, very heavy. And please subscribe and make sure you don't miss out on any of my new videos. And I'll see you next time. Bye!